Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Section 2, Group 1. We'll be presenting about decision science in Islamic perspective. Our group consists of 5 people, which are Nur Alia, Muhammad Fatihi, Nur Shakira, Nisa Atira and Nur Aisha. We will illustrate this video presentation by using our memoji. The two techniques that we have chosen to analyze are decision analysis and project scheduling. For the first technique, me, Nur Alia binti Suhaidi, will be explaining about decision analysis. Decision analysis is a structured approach to make complex decisions with multiple factors and uncertain outcomes. It helps individuals and organizations make more informed and rational choices by reducing bias and subjectivity, improving communication and transparency, incorporating uncertainty and risk, and lastly is enhancing confidence in making decisions. In the Quran, Surah Al-Isra verse 36 states that Bismillahirrahmanirrahim وَلَا تَقْفُ مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ عِلْمٌ إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادَ كُلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. The translation is, and do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge. Indeed, the hearing, the sight, and the heart about all those one will be questioned. From the verse, it encourages us to not follow blindly based on hearsay, assumptions, or personal bias without seeking proper knowledge. It emphasizes the need for evidence, investigation, and understanding before forming opinions or taking actions. Moreover, the verse implies that we should actively pursue knowledge through various means like studying and seeking guidance from those with expertise. This continuous learning and seeking deeper understanding can help us make informed decisions and avoid misconceptions. Next, based on Tafsir Ibn Kathir, it states that we should not speak without knowledge, especially when we want to make a judgment. Allah forbids speaking without knowledge and only on the basis of suspicion. In Surah Al-Hujurat verse 12, the translation is, avoid much suspicion indeed. Some suspicions are sins. This is because suspicion will also have a negative impact on someone's life.
I will continue on the concept of decision analysis. Decision analysis is a powerful framework for tackling important choice in a systematic, quantitative, and visual way. It aims to ensure us to make the optimal decision under uncertainty, considering all relevant factors and their probabilities. Identifying options and uncertainties, we need to clearly define the decision we're facing and all possible choices that we have. Hence, recognize the uncertainties involved, such as potential outcomes and their probabilities. Second, we build a decision model. Construct a visual representation like a decision tree that maps out the relationship between choice, uncertainties, and outcomes. Next, assign probabilities to each event based on evidence. Lastly, we analyzing the model and choosing the best option. Apply decision-making rules like expected utility maximization to identify the course of action that leads to the most favorable outcome, considering both probabilities and your preferences. Continue on the related verse 36 Surah Al-Isra with decision analysis technique. First is knowledge and uncertainty. The verse emphasizes the importance of basing decision on knowledge rather than pursuing things based on ignorance. This aligns with the foundation of decision analysis, which encourages gathering through information, analyzing evidence, and understanding the uncertainties involved before making a choice. Next, avoiding regret. The verse mention of being questioned emphasizes the importance of making choices that align with your conscience and values. This resonates with the minimizing regret approach in decision analysis, which aim to choose options that are less likely to cause remorse in the future. Lastly, seeking guidance. Implicit in the verse is the encouragement to seek knowledge and guidance from reliable sources. Consulting relevant sources and experts can complement your own analysis and help you make well-informed decisions. In conclusion, Surah Al-Isra verse 36 and decision analysis offer a complementary perspective on the importance of making wise decisions. Both the verse and decision analysis also encourage us to seek knowledge and guidance from reliable sources. By following the principle of both, we can increase our chance of making choices that are consistent with our values and lead to the positive outcomes.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Shakira and today I'm going to start with examples of decisions analysis in real life. Firstly, life example. Imagine this, 2 job offers land on your desk. One promises a hefty paycheck, the other wants a work-life balance. Surah Al-Isra reminds us to seek knowledge first and do research about the company and long-term well-being. This mirrors decisions analysis where we weigh options based on outcomes and values. Next, students' examples. First and foremost, exam pressure. So when the questions appear, tempting a shortcut for students. Surah Al-Isra again emphasizes knowledge, urging them to prioritize ethical study by analyzing the consequences. Will cheating bring true success or harm their integrity and learning? decision analysis help them to choose actions aligned with Islam's honesty and compassion. Finally, a friend whispers a secret about another. Tafsir Ibn Kathir warns against spreading suspicions by analyzing carefully is sharing necessary to prevent harm, or does it betray trust and cause further conflict? Decision analysis guides us towards choices that reflect Islamic principles. Next, I am delighted to discuss the second technique, which is project scheduling. What is project scheduling? The art of organizing tasks, resources, and deadlines to achieve project goals within set constraints. It's about utilizing time wisely and ensuring smooth executions. Just like building a complex structure, we need proper planning to bring our projects into success.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
So let's turn to Surah Al-As, one of the shortest but most profound chapters in the Quran. Verses 1 until 3 states, "By the time, indeed, mankind is in loss, except for those who have believed and done righteous deeds and advise one another of the truth and advise one another of passion." So we have derived key principles for project scheduling. The first one is intentions and actions. Align your projects with noble goals and righteous deeds. Align with the greater good and community benefits. Secondly, collaborations and cooperation. Seek advice and counsel from others. Facilitate teamwork and also share responsibilities. The last one is patience and perseverance. Be prepared for challenges and setbacks, and remain diligent and steadfast in completing your tasks.
Tafsir of Surah Al-As, verse 1. If Allah swears by His creatures, it means a sign for His messenger and believers to pay more attention to the creatures used to swear. Thus, the purpose of the first verse of this letter is for His slaves to pay more attention to the matters of time and be able to make the best use of time for things that are commendable according to Islamic teachings. Verse 2 explains that most men are at loss. The loss that humans experience is the opportunities in the world that are not used to achieve as much benefit as possible. Verse 3 explains the steps that must be taken so that humans are not among the losers, such as having faith and doing good deeds, advising each other about the truth, and advising each other about patience. Next, Asbabun Nuzul of Surah Al-As is related to the habits of Arab society. They like to sit and chat about various things in everyday life. Their position and wealth result in their discussions not having a clear direction and often giving rise to disputes and hostility. Thus, it leads to some of them cursing Asar time, considering it as a bad time and unlucky time. From this incident, Allah reveals Surah Al-As, which explains the losses of people who waste Asar time. Next, the concept of project scheduling. A project schedule lists a series of tasks, the sequence of each task, and their completion time, which are used to analyze the underlying concept of this technique. The first concept is the critical path. There are a series of tasks with zero time slack that form the longest path, which represents the tasks that are most crucial to be completed within its expected time. The second is time slack. It is the amount of time that can be delayed by each task without affecting the expected completion time of the project. The third is the expected completion time, which represents the total time required to complete all the tasks in the project. The probability to complete the project within the expected completion time is known to be at 50%, which enables the manager to determine the chance for the project to be completed by its due.
Based on Surah Yusuf verse 46, Prophet Yusuf is given a position of authority in Egypt and responds by outlining a plan to manage the resources of the land during years of abundance and scarcity. The verse before relate with project scheduling in terms of three categories, which is first, effective planning. Prophet Yusuf response reflect careful planning. Similarly, in project scheduling, creating a detailed schedule is crucial for navigating various phases and potential challenges. It sets the foundation for success. Secondly, resources management. The verse suggests that Prophet Yusuf proposed a strategy for managing resources in time of plenty and scarcity. Just like in project scheduling, efficient resources management ensure they are allocated wisely when needed most. Lastly, strategic decision making. Prophet Yusuf's decisions were strategically made considering the long-term impact of his plan. In project scheduling, strategic decision making is vital to optimize resources, timeliness, and overall project success.
Next, for example of project scheduling can be separated into two, which are example in life and as a student. First, plan our daily life to be useful for mankind and worship Allah to ensure we don't waste our time to do useless things and things that are prohibited by Allah. Second, balance time for academic and curriculum plus ensure to finish the assignment on time as a student. Prioritize time effectively can ensure not only success in study but also meaningful engagement in activity that contribute to personal growth.
In conclusion, effectively managing projects requires both technical expertise and aligning with ethical and spiritual values. By integrating the wisdom of Al-As and Islamic principles into our approach, we can optimize our time, collaborate effectively, and achieve success in a manner pleasing to Allah SWT.
That's all from our group. Thank you.